Good afternoon and welcome to the round of 16 in the FIBA U17 Women's Basketball World Cup, live from Brno in Czechia. Spain were the ladder leaders of Group B and they'll take on the potential giant slayers in Côte d'Ivoire, who finished fourth in Group A. My name is Eric McFarlane and it's wonderful to have you wherever in the world you may be joining us from. Now, of course, as you have seen throughout this entire tournament, there, of course, is the round of 16 games to come today. So a lot of big action and important games to come. As you'll know, we'll be having a chat throughout the call. So we'll call the action as well, but we'll also have a chat with you, our wonderful fans in the YouTube comments. So make sure that you are a member and jump on board there. There's the road to the finals upcoming there. So a lot of work still to do for all the teams, but a lot of opportunity for all the teams as well. I mentioned that membership there on the YouTube channel. You can become a FIBA YouTube member, unlock exclusive content, get early access to highlights, acquire loyalty badges and emojis during our live streams, and get more exciting perks. Pick one of our rookie starter or MVP tiers and be part of our growing community today. Of course, you have up until 5 minutes of the tip-off there for you to put your predictions in the prediction contest. As I said, the teams have introduced to the arena, making their way, giving the high fives, high tens, all of the high varieties. But make sure you've got up until 5 minutes before the tip-off of all the games to get in the prediction contest on the FIBA Basketball website. Now, why would you do that? Number one, you can show off how clever you are, give yourself a pat on the back, but you can also work your way up the leaderboard and potentially win Nike gift cards and also the official under-17 FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup game ball, so that you can sort of show off your brain skills with your athletic skills at home. Of course, you can also join in the conversation, not only in the YouTube chat, but also across social media on Instagram and X. Our social media account handles at NextGenHoops and the official hashtag FIBA U17. FIBA U17 for the Under-17 Women's Basketball World Cup. As the Côte d'Ivoire team make their way onto the court there, it's important to note here, look, I looked at the prediction contest, as we do, and saw that it was 100% to 0%. Now, you can never have 100% in a two-team race. Come on now. You've got to be better than that, YouTube comments. But I just cast your attention to last year's Afro Basket in 2025, and Côte d'Ivoire lost to Mali in the group stage by just under 30 points, but then they defeated the rampaging Mali to earn their ticket to the grand final, finishing runners-up and obviously qualifying for this tournament. So, basketball is a game that we look at it on paper and think it might go one way, but if you have a look at that wonderful hardwood floor there over in Czechia, you can see that basketball is not played on paper. It's played on the hardwood. We'll take a break now here and listen to the national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, we are able to stand up for the national anthem. We start with the national anthem of Spain.
You can see the focus look there on players and officials and coaching staff as they exchange gifts and pleasantries then and there. How much this means when it gets to the round of 16, of course, given the format of this tournament, teams will continue playing regardless of result to get those final classifications, but a ticket to the quarterfinal awaits the winner in this one. So you can see it's a lot to play for as the Spanish team huddle up and get final instructions and final encouragement with one another. Also very important there, these three people, our officials for today's quarterfinal. We'll get back to them in a moment. Spanish team getting a little bit more camera time there, blocking out our shot there for the officials. But the officials, they're very happy to have them on board. Obviously need them to make the game tick. Of course, for the Spanish side, it has been an undefeated record for them getting into this one. They've defeated Germany, Mexico and China en route. There we see the referees on cue from Brazil, Fernando Leixi, Canada, Brooke Briscoe, and for Mauritiana, Umar C. So the important people with the whistles there, and they've got the basketball there ready to go as well, standing at attention. But yeah, for Spain, they're ranked second in the world in the girls basketball rankings, and they had a pretty comfortable scoreboard result, but there's still a lot of areas of opportunity here for this talented Spanish side. They get their last baskets in. Of course, if you are in the chat, let us know where you are watching from. I understand it's bright and early in Côte d'Ivoire, about 10 a.m, just after, whereas Spain have the luxury, as you will, or if you will, of being in the same time zone, so just after midday as it is in Czechia. Let's have a look at the starting five for Spain. We have Isabel Hernandez, who started this tournament wonderfully well, Carla Cherry. We also have Trinity Ithanatogo, Elizabeth Abubakar, and Sandra Davila. They are the starters there for us, for the Spanish team, looking to punch their ticket to the quarterfinals. And for the Côte d'Ivoire side, as they get their final instructions there and prepare to take the court. Looks like a bit of a steely resolve there from the team from Côte d'Ivoire. Understanding what a huge opportunity this is. Of course, coming through the group stages, unable to come away with a victory in a very tough Group A, it has to be said. But again, as I mentioned here, albeit there may be some hangovers from that, so to speak, it's a fresh slate now. Score is 0-0 and the opportunity awaits them. Reminder there of their head coach there, Isabel Fernandez, for the Spanish side. Now, I encourage a lot of chat in the YouTube comments. Love to interact with you whilst we are watching this. So do make sure you chat now. I do need to make the apology in advance. Obviously being an English broadcast, I love to see all the encouragement, all the enthusiasm. I'll only be able to respond to the English comments, and that's just because, unfortunately, I'm monolingual. Is that the word? I don't know. Maybe I've just invented a word. Maybe I should learn another language. But I do encourage you to keep chatting, whether it's your native language, whether it's in English, and cheer on your team in the comments. Of course, keep it respectful, keep it friendly with everyone. But we're about to get underway in a crunch match here in the round of 16, kicking off in Brno. Here we are, underway. Who's going to make it to the quarterfinal? It's Spain who wins with the tip and work their way into it. Davila passes it off there, trying to attack that paint. Working the perimeter, considered approach. Oh, a little malfunction in the junction to start things off. A good defensive set as Hernandez throws that one willy-nilly out of bounds. So Côte d'Ivoire now. Can they get the first basket of the game? Salimata Kone as the court and teammates before her. Hands it off to Ndri. Almost loses the handle, does lose the handle, but she's got a friend in Diamande who takes the spin moves, takes the contact, and then just puts a little too much mustard on that hot dog and misses the rim. Hernandez. Oh, there's a loose play on the outside. Cherry for three. Not quite the cherry on top of that starting play. They'll get another opportunity. Takes the contact, bounces off, up to the foul line. An improvised shot, follows the ball. Goes to the outside. There's Ethanite to go. Just didn't quite get that. Followed her own ball, which is great. But then just couldn't keep it alive. I'm loving the chat so far. Rob is great. Rob is also playing Nostradamus. He's predicting an upset. Good luck to both teams from Italy. Thank you very much, Killer Lee. Oh, there's a turnover there and a whistle as well on the attempt to try and win the ball back. You just see there, Diouf was impeded legally and then impeded illegally. It's the old impede conundrum. Nice little play there, drawing a crowd, trying to get some separation on the outside. A patient approach, waiting to look for the right shot. Cherry, almost goes through Trinity's hands. Nice little spin cycle pass off underneath. And there we are, the first points of the game. Wonderful work, and it's Abubakar to take things there for Spain. Oh, just a little fumble. The Côte d'Ivoire have up their sleeves in reply. That was a tough contest there. Had to split the defense in two. In fact, they crashed in on her and caused the foul. So I'm liking the start here from Jean-Marie Diamande. Really being aggressive, taking it into the paint. She does use the paint and is very strong in there. And no hesitation being shown, which has drawn this opportunity for Jean-Marie. First one, no good, unfortunately, there. Just falls short of the mark. Only going at 45% from the charity stripe during this tournament. So room for opportunity here. It's a chance to make amends. There we go, 1 of 2. The bell rings in the stadium, which will continue to fill throughout the day of rounds of 16 action. Oh, they've lost the defensive assignment. You can't do that with Isabel Hernandez. This is someone who was the MVP of last year's under-16 Eurobasket. You don't want to be giving her open looks like that. And it's ripped away, stolen away. Abubakar runs the length of the court and takes two, gets her own reward for her own efforts. It's always nice to get a steal, but to get the points on the other end of it, just a bit of an extra validation. Salimele Kone hands it off to Keita. Keita missed the game against Australia, so good to see her back on the court. Running into trouble there, and it was double trouble. It's like Team Rocket in Pokemon, prepared for trouble and made it double. And now they leave her open again, this time not made to pay as a whistle in the open court. Loving the passion and the energy coming through the YouTube chat. Thank you very much for being a part of it. Looking forward to hearing more of those comments throughout. This is a substitution. Zindri will take a breather early on in this one. Just over 3 minutes played. It's a 7-1 start here for Spain. And there's a whistle there. Trying to get past there, and a blocking foul is called. Chance for a deep breath for everyone. Out to Hernandez again. Oh, she had room, thought about it, flirted with the idea. Hands it off to Davila. Now gets it back, falls and loses the handle. Good close defense there from Côte d'Ivoire. And Diomande goes the length of the court to get the reward. Great defense, creating great offense there for Côte d'Ivoire. Hernandez surveys the scene. Working to the paint, fade away, takes a bounce and then bounces the opposite way. Bit of a slower start here. Both teams feel their way into this one. Oh, an open look there for Diouf. Doesn't take advantage. And there's going to be a foul there. Again, just a little overzealous in the effort to win the ball after the missed shot. And that one is as clear as the nose on your face. Of course, talk about the YouTube membership program. You get access to loyalty badges and emojis as well. You can show your favourite players there with some of the emojis in there. But the key thing is, well, you get exclusive content and early access to look back at the highlights. So make sure you're on board with that one. You can be a rookie starter or MVP. And I'm seeing a lot of people there in the chat jumping on board the membership. We love to see that here in the Under-17 World Cup. And of course, all the competitions of FIBA. Spin move, spins the other way. Again, there's an open look on the outside, but decides to take the ball on the inside, working their way, waiting for the perfect shot. No perfect shot on this one as it's reeled in, and ball, like a battering ram there. Just was kind of like a mobile light tower there. Ball up in the air, running at the basket. No fear. And that's going to get Hanath to the line. Sorry, Alonso, my apologies. So Emilio Alonso, 13 points in the game against China. So coming in with a bit of form. Also had 7 rebounds there. A few changes there. There comes Hanath. Say her name and she appears. First one is good there for Alonso. A 69% proposition from the free throw line. Two of two, putting pay to those particular stats. Way around the outside, Traore hands it back. Not a lot of movement yet, but here we go. There's the penetration in the paint. The extra pass, the step back. That one's well short of the mark. Got a bit of assistance there from the defense as well. Second part there that works through. Left-handed finish, not quite there for Valenzuela. Probably kick herself a little bit over that one. It was a good look, and they waited for the defense to open up. But what does Rafiki say in the Lion King? Doesn't matter. It's in the pass right now. As Côte d'Ivoire try to find a way. The double there came to Ndri. So now elbows out, spin out, burrows in, travels, says the referee. After all of that. Of course, if you aren't on the YouTube chat, which you should be part of the action with us. You can also be part of the conversation across social media at NextGenHoops. Available on Instagram and X. A lot of great clips and a lot of great information on there. If you want deep dive articles and even further information on the players and the bios and everything to look out for in these remaining stages, FIFA.basketball, the FIFA website, is the place to be. And the place to be underneath the basket there is Esmir Kovaska. And a foul called offensively. So there's a couple of little errors sneaking in right now. Timeout has been called there. Chance to reset and take a breather with the 11-3 start here from Spain. Coach Ndar will be just wanting the ball use to be a little bit tidied up there. Already 5 turnovers. But some great endeavour and pressure on defence there. Haven't been able to make the most there, with limited opportunity on the floor. Eleven to 3 the start here. Spain with the fast start. Côte d'Ivoire could hold their head high in terms of the defensive efforts, just been a little bit lackadaisical with the control of the ball. Now, the scoreline is as predicted by our fans on the FIBA website. Don't forget as well, throughout the entire action coming to you today and the rest of the tournament, you can predict up until 5 minutes before each tip-off. And if you work your way up the leaderboard there and prove your basketball know-how, you can win some Nike gift cards or the official match ball, which just goes through the hoop thanks to Valenzuela. So fast start out of that timeout extends the lead to double digits. Bit of a two-player show there. Trying to draw the foul that appeared there was Traore. Doesn't succeed in that endeavour, but the ball will remain in the hands of Côte d'Ivoire. Got to get the ball in. Ooh, playing with fire there, and it got burnt. Hernandez just leaves the ball behind there, hopes there's a teammate there to pick it up, and there was indeed. Alonso trailing in behind there, picks up the 2. And ripped away again. Slows up there, makes certainty of it there. Esmikovskaya. So Spain holding the control so far. There is going to be a whistle as Injury tried to make their way through that paint. Seeing the play style there from Côte d'Ivoire, pretty evident, trying to force their way in, reduce the range. Now again, apologies, my Spanish is, well, not existent. Seeing a few Australias there. Hopefully it's complimentary, or a bit of a score update going on. I know Australia v Germany was going on as well in the round of 16 here. Hopefully all complimentary, whichever way it falls. Back in underway. Diamande now tries to get through the paint, takes the extra stretch through. Great athletic step, actually. Zigged, then zagged, and found 2 at the end of the path. Turning around the inside there. Quick ball movement here again from Spain. That one's just left short of the mark. Spain moving the ball really well between players. Already 4 assists so far. It's a little offspring blares out over the speakers there in Brno. You can tell that both teams want this game bad, make their way into the quarterfinals. Just under 8 minutes to have been played here in the first. A lot of pressure coming over the half-court line and enough pressure to force the jump ball. Possession arrow says Côte d'Ivoire, you can still keep the ball, but there's a little something to think about. Inbound pass thrown away. Pace on the ball, has to pull up the handbrake, almost ran out of space, gets it back, and waiting, riding shotgun, Valenzuela. Right place, right time once again there for the Spanish team. Second basket for Valenzuela. This extends to a 14-point lead. And there's a whistle off the ball. See if we go look there, but so important here for Côte d'Ivoire to finish the quarter strong, build some momentum back up here. Spain and Australia. No upsets being predicted at the moment. Do have the benefit of some of the game time in there. But as I was saying as well, just do jump onto the FIFA website. Some really good bios, really good information, what to look for in your team, why your team could win the cup as well. Some great work being done there by the media team across the FIBA website. Another whistle there. Referee's not happy with what's going on off the ball. Hooking motion there, and I think that's going to be the bonus situation. We'll wait to see the official call. Not quite, just on the limit here from the look of it there, Spain. Coach Fernandez doesn't agree. Really do agree when the referee whistles against you, but that's just the nature of the game. Lovely step through, wonderful work. Fatima Diouf. Can that be the spark there for Côte d'Ivoire? They don't want to give away a shot straight away. There it is in the corner for three. Hits the back of the rim. Best to react there are the Spanish, and Venezuela works her way through the paint. Stepped in. Oh, just left short of the mark. Strong rebound. Oh. And strong there to keep the ball there with Jean-Marie Diamande. Got the ball and said, no one else is having that. I believe that ball belongs to me. And now the bonus situation in effect will walk the court as Jean-Marie goes to the foul line. Diamande at the line. First is good. Of course, as part of the All-Star 5 in that runner-up campaign in the Under-16 Afro-Basket last year. So knows how to play on the big stages and step up for her side. Oh, that one just needed a little bit more chutzpah. In the corner again. Working their way. The ball movement is pretty free-flowing right now for the Spanish. That opens up an opportunity. Stop, prop. It's been waved off. Travel. It wasn't a stop prop. It was a stop, drop, and roll. Let's have a look at this one here. Sliding. Ooh. Referees have the best seat in the house. As Perez. Constant communication we can see there from Coach Fernandez. Seeking some clarity there. Into the final minute here of the first quarter. Need to get the ball over the line. They get there. Konate dishes it off. Open look from the outside. Oh, over eggs the pudding. Another opportunity here for Côte d'Ivoire. Underneath, it's a mad scramble. Referees confer. A bit of it was telepathic. A little bit was eye contact. They both agree there. It's going to be Côte d'Ivoire's ball. Back into play here as substitutions occur. Diouf. Getting penned into a corner, need to get it out of there. Did so with gusto, and that causes, no, almost was a turnover, unable to reel it in just quite. So 1.1 seconds on the shot clock there to do something a little bit crazy. Let's see what Côte d'Ivoire have got. On the inbound, shot for three. Oh, just short of the mark. Venezuela now advances with the ball. Sees open up. Oh, wonderful work there. Effort to go. Another steal there, comes away with it. 5 on the clock. Spain to finish the quarter. The extra pass, a little fumble. Is it enough? Enough to offset the play. It is indeed. And that is quarter time here in the round of 16 action at the FIBA U17 Women's Basketball World Cup. And it's Spain with a solid start to begin with here. They lead by 13 points, 21-8, making the most of their opportunities here. See the shooting percentages there. Côte d'Ivoire have been good when they've been able to get a shot up, but the ball control has not been their friend, and Spain have made them pay. 8 turnovers already. You see the top scorers there, Diomande leading the way for Côte d'Ivoire, trying to carry the team with them. But there you see, that's almost the quarter in a nutshell. Spain putting pressure on Côte d'Ivoire. They've got 6 steals so far as well in the game, as you can imagine. And they've been able to get deep into the paint there and make them pay. Again, they're not hesitating to push through there. Also made them pay when they've gone to the foul line. That was a lovely step through by Diomande. Valenzuela has been a shining light as well for Spain, an important facilitator. You can see the Côte d'Ivoire players, when they can get that extra step, they're very clinical from near the rim. It's 21-8 at quarter time. Back underway here in the second quarter, round of 16 action. Spain versus Côte d'Ivoire. Spain with a 13-point lead. Eric McFarlane here. Pleasure to have your company wherever you're tuning in from around the world. And there's the start from Spain to keep on keeping on. And that opens the account for the quarter. We've got the Kobe score going on now, 24-8. And there's a whistle there as Diomande received the ball. A little overzealous there, a reach and a hold. Three-quarters of the Côte d'Ivoire points have come through the paint, so that you can tell that that's the avenue they're looking at. Again, pressure on the inbound. Oh, gets it in time there. And there is a turnover, and Spain will come away with it. Hernandez advances the ball. Oh, just slips through the fingers there. It's an early stop for Côte d'Ivoire. And there's a steal. Racing the length of the court. Hernandez with two more. Averaging just under 2 steals per game in the tournament. Has been an important part of Spain's success so far. Top 5 as well in the competition for assists. So very important and very handy with her hands on either side of the court. A welcome to some more of our MVP members. If you want to be part of their illustrious company, join the YouTube membership program as we let this play unfold. They're going to run out of time there. Sand runs out of the hourglass and it's a shot clock violation. But don't you run out of time to jump on board the YouTube membership program. One of the great things is you get exclusive content and early access to the highlights. Acquire loyalty badges and emojis during our live streams. You get a lot of exciting perks along the way. Pick one of the rookie starter or MVP tiers. Be part of the growing community today as Spain look to grow the lead. And great defensive pressure from Côte d'Ivoire as Hernandez is claiming it's her ball. Referees have conflicting opinions. And at the end of the day, the referee's always right. Juf surveys the scene, runs into a bit of trouble, picks up the dribble. Diamande now muscles in, right-handed finish. There's a clobbering there on the way to the line. She'll shoot 2. Just a little overcommitment there. But again, we can see the length of Diamande can cause troubles for defenders, especially when she's ready to spin on a dime like that and use that athleticism. And averaging 9 points a game so far in this tournament. Up to the 6 so far. Oh, that was a wicked finish. It defied gravity, went in and went out. Misses the second, and no one was there for the rebound, so Spain get an uncontested rebound. Just a little lapse there from Côte d'Ivoire. It's not what they need when they're 18 points down. That's better. The pressure comes, forces back to the back line. Working through traffic. Oh. And the foul comes in there. With the night to go. Will make her way to the line. First one is good. 63% proposition from the foul line. Expert glass cleaner in the top 10 for the tournament, averaging 8 and a bit rebounds. Showing can also add to the scoreboard. Pressure comes. Diamande has to get over the wall. Oh, in a few different minds there, and it was read perfectly by the Spanish defence. Elicone caught between a basket and a hard place there, whether to go to the hoop or try and use that extra pass to the teammate. Off the inbound for 3. No, hits the rim. Misses. Thank you for all the activity in the live chat. I really do apologise that I can't interact and react to it all. But I'm loving the energy and I'm loving the conversation there between fans. As Hernandez is loving the lane to the basket there. Juf loses the handle. It's stripped away. Almost given right back, but they recover Spain and they'll find their way again through the paint. Pass from Valenzuela gets to Alonso. Pushes out to a 24-point margin here. Oh, an over and back call there. As Traore sees it fall out of their hands. Big day of basketball ahead of us as teams try and punch their ticket to those quarterfinals. If you think you know what's going to happen, jump onto the games on our website, FIBA website. See if you can predict what's going to happen. And if you do, you might just win yourself some Nike gift cards or that very basketball, well, not maybe that one specifically, but a replica of the FIBA U17 Women's Basketball World Cup basketball that sees its way. Miss everything there, but did get a little bit of a hand by a hand and a foul, as it were. First one is good there for Hernandez. Sees her way up to 6 points so far. Make that 6, make that 7. The relentlessness there, pressure being put on the ball handler. They've sagged back a little bit more, now more zone. And there it is, into the passing lanes. They're reading it like a book right now. Hernandez stops, props, has all the time in the world. Misses, strong rebound underneath. There's a whistle, and it's a jump ball situation. Alonso was looking for a bit of clarification, and then the possession error and the referee arm point the way of Côte d'Ivoire. And now they point to the benches. They're going to get a timeout as well. A chance to reset here. 34-8 as Spain have come out vim and vigour in this quarter. Just under 4 minutes played, and it's been a 13-0 run in this quarter. Côte d'Ivoire just need a nerve settler. But at the moment, the ball is getting from their hands to Spanish hands a little too easily. See the official hashtag underneath there. Hashtag FIBA U17. You reckon they're going to clip up some of these highlights and put those on the socials? Oh, you can believe that. As it has been go, go, go for Spain. Big touchdown pass and they get into the end zone. Been able to get out into transition wonderfully well, Spain. That is the benefit of building so much pressure and turning the ball over. 20 of their 34 points have been off the turnover. Massive thank you to wherever you are tuning in from around the world here. This round of 16 action. Of course, the winner of this game will be taking on the winner of the game later today between Colombia and Aotearoa, New Zealand. So they're probably preparing for their game in 4.5 hours' time. But they've probably got an eye on this, so hello to the teams there, or the fans maybe of those teams who might be wanting to see what lies ahead of them. Obviously not looking past their opponent immediately ahead of them. But there's always a curiosity. Into the paint now, back to Jules. 3 on the shot clock. Going deep into the shot clock again. The spin move doesn't quite get the final result there. The move was good. Just couldn't quite get the elevation on the shot there, Diamande. The ball is lost with no Côte d'Ivoire physical interference, so they'll win the ball. Now seeing little Colombia and Aotearoa, New Zealand talk in the chat. So maybe fans looking a little bit ahead of what might wait. Huss, bounce off. Yeah, well done. Strong there under pressure. The 2 is good there for Côte d'Ivoire. First point of the quarter. Just over 5 minutes to play here. Quick hands. Always head on a swivel here, the Spanish, looking for their teammates, because then they can do things like Emilio Alonso did just then and sink the open basket. Welcome to Perseus from the rookie tier, and also Yulan Gesso in the MVP tier. As attacking play there almost ends up in the front row tier. Not sure that's quite how tiers work, but it was a seamless segue until I brought that logical to it. There's Fatimi and Diouf is at the line. So throughout the tournament, Côte d'Ivoire as a team have been 50-50 from the line. Diouf says, hey, quiet you there with the stats. Let me sink this one. Diouf goes 2 from 2. Cooler than the other side of the pillow with those free throws there for Diouf. Up to 4 points for the game so far. And looking to create some angles, create some separation with this quick movement of the ball. Deep in the shot clock. Being kept at bay. And just the little reach in there as Cherry had got past. Always a tough one there because you committed there. And it was Côte, and you just want to make amends straight away, but you've got to be precise like surgery to get the ball away when the player is running away from you like that in the paint. Can't fault the endeavour and the mindset here. Again, pushing as far as they can into the paint. Offensive rebound, second chance points. There's Mikovskaya. Pushing it out to a 27-point margin here. There comes the pressure. Good enough to find the open player. Now the look for three from Diouf. Hits the back of the rim, bounces out. Strong O-board, right place, right time, right hustle. Wonderful play there by Fatima Konate. Long range effort, bobbled. Didn't bobble the way Spain wanted. Diamande dishes it off. Almost loses it behind there, Salimata. And in fact, it's taken too long there for Côte d'Ivoire to leave the half. And it's a turnover. Sensei Terry Silver. This is an Australian accent. So going with an Australian skew. Hopefully doing it justice there. Doing the energy that I'm seeing there in the chat justice here. And the energy we're seeing on the court here. Spanish team have been relentless. Shot for three, doesn't hit the mark. Well done there to keep it alive. And that opens up an opportunity on the opposite side. That one misses as well, but another offensive rebound for Spain. Spain are number one in the entire tournament so far with offensive rebounds. And they're proving it again here today as the timeout is called. See the hashtag there, is it hashtag FIBA U17? You can join in the conversation across social media with that hashtag. At NextGenHoops is the handle on Instagram and X. You'll see all the clips, all the highlights, and you can too also share your thoughts and feelings in that medium. Official hashtag FIBA U17. As you see, Spain passing the ball around with will. 11 assists, 50-50 from the floor. And that field goal percentage will be nice and high if you can get some open looks there underneath the hoop. Well, that one's a little bit tougher. They've remained composed for the most part of this half, finding the right option there for their teammates. Certainly haven't been shy on the outside though. Taking their opportunities as they come. That was lovely. I love that from Konate. Took it on head first. 39-14, Spain up by 25. Players emerge there from the timeout. Spain with possession. Quick inbound, quick shot, quick result. Unfortunately, it zeroes. The bodies hit the floor. Abu Bakar was the one who ended up on the floor. Just got a little bit of assistance there, nothing malicious. Bonus situation now, so next foul will send Spain to the line. They don't need to go to the free throw line, they can do it from beyond the 3-point line. Valenzuela. Well done there by Juve, kept it alive but didn't have the support waiting. So now, steps up to the tee. Oh, that one did the lap of honour but then didn't salute at the end. The pressure is coming once more. Feels as though that's the word of the day, but it's really been the hallmark of what Spain have been doing here to Côte d'Ivoire. Up the baseline, fouled on the approach there was Traoré. Some predictions coming through in the chat for, whoa, semi-finals. We've still got a few finals to go between that before we're talking semi-finals, but an Australia and Spain meeting in the semis is what I'm hearing there in the chat. I think we can't get too far ahead of ourselves, but then again, jump on board the predictor contest, and if that turns out to be true, you might be walking away with some Nike gift cards and an official game ball. So, if you know a thing or two about a thing or two, make sure you're on the FIBA Basketball website checking out that prediction contest. You can predict every game. Oh, that one's just short of the mark. But you can predict every game up until 5 minutes before its tip-off. So plenty of time to do that. And we've got a lot of basketball on tap for you today. Final 2 minutes of the first half here. Hernandez, looking around the outside. That one was just right of the cup. And it'll bounce out of bounds. Just under 30% from beyond the arc for Spain. They are putting up a few attempts. 14 so far in this one. So they're getting some open looks. Maybe could be a bit more productive there if there is any sort of blemish. Shimi Senpai throwing out the emojis in the chat. We love the, I reckon it's a yellow man. It could be a ducky, but given the thumbs up, it should be a double thumbs. Double thumb shows extra enthusiasm, but there's a whole bunch of emojis and loyalty badges that you can be acquiring from being part of our YouTube membership program there. Nice work there at the line from Sally Matakone. Some fans in the chat time travelling as well, predicting future matches and offering their thoughts. I like that, a little bit of healthy speculation. Makes you look like a gold prospector, but I'm here for it. Unfortunately, that shot wasn't there for Spain on that one. As we approach the final minute of the half, Juve looking for support. And there was a shove in the paint. So the bonus situation, the bonus jeopardy, as it were, for both teams continues. As Diamande was trying to get free there and was impeded illegally. Some instructions going on there from Coach Ndar at the top of your screen. First one is good. This is interesting from Côte d'Ivoire again, not putting players on the foul line here. So really backing in Jean-Marie to, I guess, make them, because if not, then this happens. I mean, I'm not Nostradamus, I just play one on TV, but if you're not going to contest those, I guess it's going to be rebound city there for Spain. Cherry surveys the scene, 5 on the shot clock. There's the extra pass on the outside. It's a good look. It's a great look. Not the great result, but again with another offensive rebound, and yeah, Pan goes straight up. I don't think there was any questions about that one. It's Tahira. Goes to the line there to shoot 2. Yes, there we go. I've seen smaller chops in a butcher there. Got some confusion there in the chat, unless I'm misinterpreting. Or maybe someone's got Football World Cup fever. There's a red card in there. I don't think that foul deserved a red card. 10 seconds between shot and game clock here to finish off the first half of your round of 16 game between Côte d'Ivoire and Spain. Over the back, good collect, but Diomande, no, just bobbled out. Had to reach too much, which left her exposed. And Spain now move the ball with pace. A one-on-one situation, it's short. There comes another offensive rebound. And unfortunately there for the Côte d'Ivoire defence, another whistle against them. Vamos, España. Now, the Australian school system is good, but I still don't know what that means, so I'm showing my ignorance there, and I do apologise for that, but again, love the energy. Is it Go Spain? It is Go Spain. Give me some thumbs. Give me some validation, please, that I've passed very, very, very basic Spanish. No such luck on that one there. Tahira. Coming off 9 points in the win against China. Hits the second. And with that, we're going to get to half-time here in your round of 16 clash between Côte d'Ivoire and Spain. And see there from the thumbs up ducks in the chat. Thank you very much for being part of the chat. 44-17, Spain take a commanding lead into the major break here in Brno. Côte d'Ivoire have not been able to hit anything from beyond the arc. They've been good when they've been able to get into the paint and get some separation. So they'll take some positives out of that. But there's the key number there. I'm pointing on my screen. You can't see me point, but it was those turnovers, those dastardly turnovers that are the Achilles heel there, and the strength that Spain is putting on here. Also been getting into the paint here, Spain, getting their work done. Happy to extend the range, but this has probably been the story of the half. It's being able to turn those turnovers, that's terrible phrasing, turn those turnovers into scores rapidly. And again, looking to use that size. The intriguing thing about Spain is they are a tall side. Even some of the players that play through the guard positions are a little bit taller there for that particular role. So they can exploit that and really force the issue by penetrating deeper towards the basket. Lovely move there from Diomande. Again, that's what I was talking about in terms of the strength of Côte d'Ivoire when they have been able to get that separation in the paint. Strong through contact there. But again, the range, well, it's been like a good cell phone service. The range has been limitless for Spain. Working their way through the basket end. Strong stuff there from Diomande. She has been strong all game. She's been strong all tournament, it has to be said. Really very much a hallmark characteristic of her game. Tough time. We're going to take a quick break. 44-17. Spain lead Côte d'Ivoire. one eye on the quarterfinal stage. Round of 16 continues after this.
Are you kidding me? Papa Nicolau says, give it to me. I'll go attack to close out. Beat Bruno inside.
Fills it up.
What do you think?
Oh my goodness, get out of here.
Attack corner pocket and Bruno.
And then you've got this woman here, Asia.
And what a finish.
Didn't overplay it as well. Players without playing one-on-one.
Because she's excited with passion.
4 rebounds, 6 assists.
Roberts, you gotta love it.
Buckets at the buzzer.
And these fans in Kobe, they love it. They absolutely love seeing it. kidding me? Papa Nicolau says, give it to me. Go attacks the closeout, feed Bruno inside.
Fills it up. It's all right.
What do you think?
Oh my goodness, get out of here.
Attack corner pocket and Bruno.
And then you've got this woman here, Asia.
And what a finish.
Didn't overplay as well. Players without playing one-on-one.
Because she's excited with passion.
4 rebounds, 6 assists.
Roberts, you gotta love it.
Buckets at the buzzer.
And these fans here in Kobe, they love it. They absolutely love seeing it.
Caitlin Clark gets to the passing lane, goes coast to coast for the N1 opportunity.
You ain't never seen nothing like this. Hey, don't stop running with it. I'm on the climb waiting for the come up. You ain't never seen nothing like this.
Welcome back to Czechia. Brno, to be specific, as Spain is in a commanding lead in this round of 16 contest in the FIBA U17 Women's Basketball World Cup. They've got one eye on the quarterfinal, but still a half of basketball to go, and we're going to be excited to bring that to you. My name is Eric McFarlane. Thank you very much for tuning in. Wherever you are watching around the world, I've been very excited to see all the comments there in the YouTube chat, and of course across social media using the official hashtag FIBA U17. Of course, if you are on the social medias, make sure you're giving at NextGenHoops a follow. Instagram and X is the place to go for all the clips and latest information. Of course, speaking of that YouTube program as well, you can be a member, a FIBA YouTube member, where you unlock exclusive content, get early access to highlights, acquire loyalty badges and emojis. Still some of those things during a live stream. You get so many exciting perks. So pick one of our rookie, starter or MVP tiers and be part of our growing community today. And for Côte d'Ivoire, they'll be hoping that this lead doesn't grow any further for Spain. They've got it all to do. It's all ahead of them, but sometimes necessity is the mother of all invention. With nothing to lose here, can they pull off something miraculous? They're no strangers to the miraculous. When they took down Mali in the Afro basket last year to get themselves to the finals. But Spain, of course, the reigning under 16 Euro basket champions. Well, they want to keep their undefeated winning ways going and continue to stream out on this one. Quick look at some of the star performers so far in this one. For Côte d'Ivoire, is Jean-Marie Diamande has been leading the way once more. 9 points so far, go along with a steal and 3 rebounds as well. Continuing a solid tournament there from her. On the Spanish side of things, has been a bit of evenness there to it, but I want to call your attention here to not only Amelia Alonso, 11 points, who is just putting herself in the right positions there and making the most of the opportunities, but of course Isabel Hernandez. Well, we know about her talent. Looking at the FIBA basketball website, one of the articles there, she was ranked number 4 as one of the players to watch in the tournament, and she's showing why. She was on that article and also the MVP of last year's Eurobasket. 7 points so far to go along with 4 steals and 4 assists. Not a bad half on the stat sheet. Not a bad half for Spain. Can they continue these ways? Or will Côte d'Ivoire pull into the bag of tricks here, get things back on track. Underway now here in the second half. There you see the penetration in the paint. It's read beautifully by Diamande. Saw that unfolding. She had yesterday's paper, today's paper, and tomorrow's paper. She knew what was happening. Although there's another steal. This time it's Hernandez with the pass. And oh, lovely basket under a great contest there from Ethna Turgu. Diouf finds the corner shot. Oh, no bank open at this time on a Wednesday. So we'll try from the other side. This time it gets the rim and then goes out of bounds. Unfortunately, unlike a Fast and Furious movie, that was not a stylish rim. And it is a miss, and the ball is turned back over to Spain. They started the second quarter with a huge run, which sort of extinguished some of the Côte d'Ivoire fire, but you can see there, a point to prove coming out of the halftime break. Putting pressure on whilst they don't win possession there. The deflection and the disruption now to hopefully cause some destruction. Look around the outside, baseline opens up, there comes the close-in defense. Does well to force it through, but the shot underneath the hoop doesn't find its way. A couple of offensive rebounds in a row. That's not going to do their standing as the top offensive rebounding team in the competition any harm, as they just are stacking them up for fun. Stacking them up like a delicious pancake breakfast there, these offensive rebounds, but didn't make them pay. Regardless, they maintain possession and another chance at it. Davila hands it off. Pass to the corner for three. Alonso can't get it there as we got a wedgie. Bully alert, it's wedgie time. Oh, I took the scenic crowd as well. So this game's got a bit of everything. Côte d'Ivoire now with possession. Again, trying to get through the paint there, although the dish back to Diouf. Oh, I missed. We almost got two wedgies in a row. The whole passes would have been abused after that. That's beautiful work there. Lovely pass. Didn't have to break stride. Hernandez says, thank you very much. I have to agree there with Sensei Terry as well. I do like that the teams do get to make the most of the experience regardless of when and where they may be eliminated or the group stages. That's a lovely play into the paint. Diamande is impeded illegally. I think it's important, especially in or at the junior level, I should say. That's just no fear there from Diamande, but you know, we've seen that in the last few games. But I think to make the most of this experience and to play against the world-class talent, it just makes sense. I think, although you do make a valid point there, I think it just makes sense there that these young stars do get an opportunity to make the most of the opportunity to go and compete on the world stage in a new country as well. You'd hate to send someone to another country or halfway across the world and just have the 3 games. So I do like that part of it, and we will be bringing those classification games as well. Great defense, Côte d'Ivoire, force a turnover. But we will be bringing those classification games, I should say, as the tournament continues as well, which you'll be able to predict as well as part of the predictor contest. So make sure you stay in tune with what happens on the remainder of the brackets. Almost reined in, but an over and back goal. Not deemed, but Spain took the possession and over and back adjudged against Côte d'Ivoire. So still plenty of opportunities across the teams as well to watch a few more games regardless of results in the round of 16. course, be wanting to see your team advance to the quarterfinals. There's a little bit of a tangling there. It was almost like, there we go, exposing my Australianers there. Almost like an Australian rules hip and shoulder there somewhere in there, but I don't even think that was the foul that was called. Regardless. First one, no good at the line there for Alonso. After a high-scoring first half for her. I need to check that she put the shooting sneakers back on after the break. One out of two. 49-18 here for Spain. So if things do keep going the way they are currently looking, it continues a bit of a trend here for Spain. They have won comfortably in terms of margin, a 26-point win, a 35-point win, and then a 36-point win against China. So this is sort of the margin that they're working towards. Diamande, just reeled in just before it went out of bounds. 3 on the shot clock. Got to get something up. Hernandez gets in the way, and that is a shot clock violation. But I'd be curious for your thoughts in the chat as well, in terms of when it comes to tournament basketball. Is several 20 to 30-point victories a good thing? Or do you want to be a little bit more battle-hardened by the time you get to semi-finals or hopefully a final for your team? I'm curious what you think there in the chat as we see a few more MVPs in the YouTube program come in. And that is an MVP-like shot. That was smooth out of the hands by Davila. Juf surveys the scene. Oh, lovely handles the cross and then probably takes on a little bit too much. The handle's beautiful there to draw attention. But ambitious shot goes astray. 2 feet set outside the paint, hits the front of the rim, another offensive rebound. Feel like DJ Khaled, another one. As it gets to Hernath, who makes the 2 inside the paint. Kick ball violation comes into play. Spares some blushes. Côte d'Ivoire maintain possession. Of course, with those MVPs joining, you too can join their exalted ranks. Become a FIBA YouTube member today. Get early access to highlights, exclusive clips. This looks like a highlight in waiting. Wonderful shot. In the corner, Diouf with a big 3. That one's left short, going up the baseline. Gets her own rebound there, just Tahira. That one bobbles. It's still bobbling. Luck's a fortune, and then it's a misfortune. That's the funny thing about luck. No one can predict it. Getting some score updates in the chat as well. Australia 8, Germany 24 in the 4th quarter. Germany's showing a little bit of fight there. I was fortunate enough to call Germany a few days ago, and yeah, they were an impressive side. They didn't get the results completely going their way, but there was a lot to like about them. Probably not the way that they thought the tournament might go. 2 there to Abu Bakr. Diamande. You can see the pressure, the coverage going straight to ripped away. Just stolen away. And now coast to coast and the basket and the contact. I have to do it. That's the cherry on top of a great defensive effort. And I apologise. Been holding on to that one all game. Cherry their first basket of the game at the line. Usually 1 out of 4 from the free throw line. And there's one of the 3. And that's a description of fractions that will make my maths teacher upset. And it won't make Valenzuela upset that she gets the whistle. Another steal, another turnover. A little bit upset. Looks like there's a bit of a clattering with the floor. All's well that ends well. A trip to the line, just over 5 minutes gone in this third quarter. Côte d'Ivoire also at the limit now with their fouls, so that will be a watch and act as they try and put that hustle pressure on. Valenzuela misses the first. Unfortunately, that one just looked like she shot it where she aimed it. Looked like it was just right of the hoop. And was that an early break? I believe so. We saw the interesting thing in the second quarter where the Côte d'Ivoire players weren't going for the rebound on their own free throws. They weren't going to the line, but that time a little too overzealous, a little too over-eager. And that gives Valenzuela a chance to make amends. Almost loses the handle there. Does Mamboni. Able to recover. Long range effort. Long odds, and it's a miss. Trailing in, thought about it there. Oh, open player on the inside. Open player on the outside. Open the scorebooks. 3 as the timeout is called. Lovely vision and cross-court pass. And there's a reward as there's a little bit of salsa going on in the background there as well. Down to 41 points now. And Spain showing a relentless energy. Côte d'Ivoire trying to find their way to take something out of this one into their next outing. Welcome back to Burno here in the midst of a timeout. Spain holding a commanding lead of 41 points here. Eric McFarlane, pleasure to have your company wherever you're tuning in. And a pleasure to have your company in the YouTube chat. Of course, an opportunity to remind you once again here to be part of the conversation across social media. At FIBA U17 is the official hashtag. At NextGenHoops is the handle on Instagram and X. Also, FIBA.basketball is your website to get around when you want all the information, all the latest news, articles, a little bit more insight on the talent you're seeing on the court here. Juf reels that one in. Runs into trouble. It's a triple-headed trouble. And then muscled up. Doesn't get the result there. Does Traore. Cherry engages. Tahira. Open. 3. You bet. Interesting there in the chat. We're getting some agreement that maybe the bigger margins may not be the best thing you want. Maybe you do want a rough and tumble, battle hardening game. Interesting to see how that progresses. Lovely work there. Juf gets a sliver of space. Puts 3 on the board. Juf now up to double digits. That's 10 points. Underneath the hoop. Went from the ground floor to the penthouse very quickly with that shot. Abu Bakr. Patient build up here. Trying to make something happen. Oh, just inside the arc. Takes a bobble off the rim and misses. Strong rebound. Having a look at some emojis in the chat. Not quite sure what the red Angry Bird duck means. As the jump ball is called. Yep, that's strong there for Traore. Hanath just gives a little Jim Halpert look to the camera there. As we're going to get another timeout in amongst all that. Spain want to talk things over this time. And for a team that's up by 43 points, Coach Fernandez, still a very animated conversation there. You see there the ball movement. That's a good example of it there from Spain. 21 assists have been able to get out in the open space and find that open look. Open player. There we go. Right on cue. Thank you, production truck. Just almost sucking in the defense there, which is allowing those open looks from a variety of positions. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be an open look. There we go. That was great vision there. Saw the open player. So they have expanded the range a little bit in this quarter, making the most of maybe a fatiguing effort. And the coach will be hoping there from Côte d'Ivoire that Coach and Dye will say, take a little bit of a lesson there from that song that said, never going to give you up in the arena. Never going to give this game up. Fight to the end. Let's see what can happen. What can we build from this? Whereas I think as well, Spain will be wanting to finish how they start. It's important to keep your standards no matter the margin. Oh, standard. That's high standard there from Valenzuela. So we've mentioned throughout the broadcast here as well, as Spain gets themselves out of a number I don't have to repeat there. I'm sure you guys can move your hands along to what the score they were on. But there is a lot of basketball still to come as teams are trying to make it to those quarterfinals. If you think you know what's going to happen, if you think you know them, well then on this day you can see clearly and put through a prediction contest on FIBA basketball. You have up until 5 minutes before each tip-off to predict what you think is going to happen in that game, and you keep on predicting correctly, you move your way up the leaderboard, you can win yourself potentially some Nike gift cards and also that basketball, which the referee was giving a little bit of a wipe down to. He's not wiping it down because you're going to get that one specifically, but a replica molten one there for sure could be yours if you know a thing or two about a thing or two with the official predictor contest on the FIBA basketball website. Just went through like a bowling ball there. Abu Bakr, sorry. Gets it off to Alonso. Strike. Now, Alonso gets in the way there to cause some chaos. Tough work underneath. We await the point of the referee. We're going to stay where we are. Another whistle here. I think we're going to have another look at this. I think just made out in the top corner of the screen there. But they want to check this one over and make sure they're completely happy with where the basketball's going. Going to phone a friend. So as we take a moment to pause there. I'm still not understanding all of these emojis, but that might be an age thing there. I'm not sure what a whistling whistle is, but there are some great emojis. There we go. There's the official review. The instant replay system. Now, if you can make out what's going on there, more power to your eyesight. I do not envy the role there of our technical officials. Maybe we'll look at the facial expressions there. Who looks most guilty? Who looks like they just touched the ball? Sure, that's not the official way you're allowed to do that. What do you think there in the chat? I'm going to blame old man eyesight. I can't see what's happening there. So as they check that out, still a minute to go in the third quarter. Spain, of course, wanting to keep going. And I guess as per the conversation that's been going on in the chat there, keep going at a level that they can take on to their next game, which, if you are wondering, is going to be the winner of the game between Colombia and Aotearoa New Zealand in a little while. That's in just over 3.5 hours of time. 5 p.m. local time in Czechia. And there we go. As predicted in the chat there. So Shumi Senpai. The ball will not stay with Côte d'Ivoire. It will go to Spain. So after all that, we get the correct decision. Welcome to a couple of our MVPs who've just joined the chat and jumped on board the YouTube membership program. Appreciate your company here. Minute to play in the third quarter. Just waiting. And then they watch, they wait, and now they have Côte d'Ivoire commiserate as Perez hits a three. The reply is returned to sender. There's some pressure, double team coming through. Good enough to rip through there. Wonderful initiation there from Alonso. Dishes it off to Tahira, can't make the basket. 50 points the margin. Oh, heavy contact. No whistle either way. Referees let it play. Shot clock switched off. Oh, alley-oop. Not quite. Oh my goodness. Didn't have to move there. We're just standing tall on the wings of all of their dreams and still comes away with the rebound and a foul against. There was a little twinkle in the eye there, I think, from Tahira to think, oh, can I get the air up there? Either way, Alonso will find their way at the line. First one is good for Amelia Alonso. Been averaging just under 10 points a game during this tournament. Well and truly surpassed that today. Takes her total for the afternoon up to 16. 10 seconds remain in the quarter. And goes back to Spain. So now Spain have 5 seconds on the clock. Here we go. What have we got to close out the quarter? The right-handed finish. Oh, well, when it's your afternoon, it's your afternoon. And Hernandez says, let me just put this little speculative effort up. Puts pace in the ball, creates some separation, and just floats in. Uses the bank. Transaction accepted. And what a way to end the quarter there. That's going to be in the highlight clips. In fact, a lot of this game may be in the Spanish highlight clips. As you can see there, their dominance on the floor. 42 rebounds. They have been cleaning glass like a window washer. Amelia Alonso leads all scorers with 16 in this one. As we see here, you mentioned just the ball movement there from Spain. We spoke about in the first half how the ball movement from Côte d'Ivoire was allowing Spain in, but then you see the yin and the yang straight away. 23 assists from Spain, and they have just been selfless, making the right pass and making, well, for the most part, certainties where they can, not taking any risk. But I say to you there in the chat as well, is that something that's going to hold them on good stead in their next games as well? It's going to be interesting to find out. But there has been enough class here and enough to like there from the second-ranked side in the world in girls basketball.
How many times are we going to see this? Baseline. Are you kidding me? Papa Nicolau says, give it to me. I'll go tax the closeout. Feed Bruno inside.
Fills it up.
And we're back here in Brno for the final quarter of this round of 16 contest. Joof to get it off on a winning note. Not quite. And it's reeled in there by Ethna to go. Gets it back. Thinks about it. Doesn't be about it. There's that extra pass to the corner. Cherry gets it to the inside. Pushing deep. Foot either side of the line, takes the rim, doesn't take the nylon. And then the O-board, not quite. Another offensive rebound. Play that soundboard once again. And they're going to take a deep breath after they haven't been able to get done at the rim. Composure there to reset. Finds the look on the 45. That one bobbles out as well. Is that another offensive rebound? No. It's going to be a stop after all of that going the way of Côte d'Ivoire. 22 offensive rebounds for Spain in this one. They are averaging 31 a game. And that says something for the hustle and the relentlessness that they are showing. When they are missing, they are following up and putting a lot of support around the bucket. Joof. That's a tough look. Can't get it to fall. And a patient approach around the outside. And then it opens up. Left-handed fish as working through the paint is Alonso. Welcome to a whole bunch of our MVPs. Oh, we have an upgrade in there as well. Mustafa. Or Mustafa. I hope I pronounced that correct one of the ways. But you've upgraded your membership to MVP. Thank you very much for that. Guess what you're getting? You're getting a whole bunch of exclusive content and early access to highlights. And there's another highlight there for Team Spain. So if you want to be like our MVP members, you can join up and be part of our growing FIBA YouTube membership community. You get access to badges and emojis. Be a rookie, a starter, an MVP. Sarah Keita there with the 2. Well, that's almost too easy there. Rains back, pulls the trigger. Not quite. That will go out of bounds. Looking for the positive now. Finish off strong. We saw a little bit of a score update before that. Oh, Keita, not so fast. Got to a really good position there. Unfortunately, not. There, whistle off the ball. But we had the chat talking about it before, where the Germany-Australia game, This might be one of those ones, if you don't want to know the scores, look away now. Start playing some music over the top, right on cue with the timeout. But Germany outscored Australia in that final quarter 24-8. Could that be a goal that Côte d'Ivoire try to implement and put themselves on the back foot to start with, but a tangible goal hopefully for them to take some momentum into the classification games? A reminder, of course, even if you are eliminated there in the round of 16, you will continue to play some classification games as the timeout continues. So plenty more opportunities to see your team play regardless of result in this particular round. Côte d'Ivoire chat things over in a timeout, which means, of course, you have plenty of opportunity to predict who's going to win those games. Potentially win yourself some Nike gift cards and an opportunity to get an official Molten Under-17 FIBA Women's World Cup game ball. All you got to do is know a thing or two about basketball and predict the winners and work your way up the leaderboard. And Spain are certainly working their way up the leaderboard and the predictions of who might be there come the business time of this competition. They've put together a clinical performance so far. I wouldn't say it's been perfect. Nothing's ever perfect, but it has been a clinical performance. They've executed well. They've shared well. Love that pass, and then tough make underneath there by Keita. Of course, not only the magnificent stuff going on in our YouTube chat, but you can be part of the conversation of the FIBA Under-17 Women's Basketball World Cup. Wherever you social media, on Instagram and X, the handle, the tag, the handle first of all is @NextGenHoops. The tag, hashtag FIBA U17. A lot of great work going onto those platforms, clips, highlights. A lot of great stuff there, highlighting the great performances as well that have been going on during this World Cup here in Czechia. Oh, lovely strip there, stolen wonderfully away by Diouf, and then, geez, those are some good handles. Handles those good deserve to be in the Antiques Roadshow. Wonderful stuff there. Can Côte d'Ivoire make rain from this, or make hay, I should say? And reaching, and coming away. It's like a skill tester claw there. Koshvia. From the corner, there's three more to the Spanish shuttle. Sorry, Esme Koshvia. And that was from the corner, Hanaf. We've got a rooster in the chat. A rooster out of the hen house says, come on Aussies, win it all. Wow, as an unbiased journalist, I can't report on that one right now. As underneath the basket there, Côte d'Ivoire with the hoop. Getting a call there in the chat, wanting to see some rockets launched. Well, the range was a little bit short range there. It doesn't come away with the result. Someone's made a mess of the net as well there. Diouf's got an open look. That's dangerous. Oh, that one deflated on the way to the hoop. It looked good until it didn't. From the corner once more. Misses. Is there a mismatch here they can exploit? No, that one again bobbles out. A little bit of half pipe action there, just curled in, then went up. Five minutes to play in this one. Oh, stripped away. Cherry, and then it's stripped back. Bit of tug of war going on there. Diouf steps through, finds the open look on the outside. That was lovely work, lovely connection there from Côte d'Ivoire. And it's Diarisso. He's a recipient of the hard work there. Also made it count with a good shot. There comes the double, and there's the travel. A good couple of plays here for Côte d'Ivoire. We have some support there for Spain. Very good Spain. Greetings from Liria, from Ernesto. Seeing some dabs in the chat. Oh, thank you, Rooster. That's sorry, Platinum Rooster. Let me give you a full and fair and correct title. Appreciate the kind words there. I think if I commentated Aussie games, it'd be too much Aussie. It'd be Aussie on Aussie on Aussie, and sometimes there's a little bit too much, unless you're in Hollywood. They love us there. Mid-range shot. Over eggs the pudding. Rips in the rebound, and then he's giving it right back there. Seeing that work through. Cherry. Lovely pass underneath. And taking their time, working their way downtown. The faces are passing, but the basket is not yet homebound. There's the shot from long range. You've got an eternity to try and shoot that. Maybe had too much time to think about it. Muscled out the back. Doesn't have the cavalry. Almost loses the ball. Trade to the paint. And yeah, there was some contact there illegally. So we're going to take a trip to the foul line. First foul of the quarter, almost 7 minutes played there from Spain. It was really cleverly done, it had to be said there, from D'Aricio. Sometimes you get into that position and you've got a lot of defenders coming. All you have to do is just put a little bit of extra wingspan on it. Just take the ball a little bit away from the defenders. Force them to make a decision, even if you're not in a really great scoring position. And again, we're seeing that this is a quirky thing we've seen throughout the game. It's leaving it 1-on-2 there to rebound. Okay, there we go. Quick move, baseline, 2, no, 0. There was some chat there as well about the next opponent for Spain. It's either going to be Colombia or Aotearoa, New Zealand. Very excited to see that contest a little bit later today. One is just in over 3 hours' time. Speaking of 3 seconds on the shot clock. All for naught. That one misses. Shot clock violation. And a whistle. You think you know what's going to happen in that game between Colombia and New Zealand? Aotearoa. Jump on the prediction contest on the FIBA basketball website. You've got some time up your sleeve as well. Even if you're not wearing sleeves, you've got some time up your sleeves. I'm awarding that to you now. You can go onto the FIBA basketball website, check out all the articles, see the players to watch, the teams to watch. Use that to make an educated decision. Potentially win yourself some Nike game balls. Nike gift cards, I should say, and Molten game balls. Double comes. Have to find another way. Open in the corner. And that one takes the top of the backboard, which will mean Côte d'Ivoire will get the ball. Of course, as well, in the time you have, you can find out a little bit more about our FIBA YouTube membership program. So, I've been seeing some wonderful emojis in the chat, even if I haven't understood them all, throughout today's game and throughout all of our live streams here. That one needed to do some reverse trigonometry to find its way to the hoop, and it doesn't do so. We don't have to redefine gravity there. Great defense there. Oh, and then lost the handle. Feet set. 3 set? No. As both players walk the tightrope, Spain will maintain possession. So round of 16 action continues throughout the day. Next up on the cards, we're going to see Latvia versus China in the round of 16. And then also the might of USA taking on Mexico. So those are your immediate games there coming up here today in Czechia. There's a lot more. There's 6 more games to go. So if you've got the day off, perfect time to just put the feet up, have the YouTube chat on a device, put the game on a TV, maybe do some housework, or maybe watch intently. You can do 2 things. But the quality of basketball is still keeping on coming here today. That one's short of the mark. Tahira, you get an opportunity again. Little fumble. Big fumble. No, reeled in at the half-court line. Perez, spin cycle. Yep, washing complete. Just over a minute to play in this one. Been talking about what the winner does in this one. Of course, Côte d'Ivoire will take on, well, they take on that defensive set and come up winners. Wonderful work there underneath the hoop. Successful basket there for Elakone. But Côte d'Ivoire will take on the team who doesn't win in that Colombia Aotearoa New Zealand game. So they'll keep a vested interest on that game, not just Spain. There's the whistle there is trying to get past with Hernath. Bonus situation in effect now as well. So in the last minute, if Côte d'Ivoire do foul, Spain will find themselves at the line. Coach and Dar will be hoping that's not the case. That's a good set and coming away with the ball there. A little bit of assistance from Diorisio, but Kone dishes it off. Traore picks up the dribble. And there's a whistle there, which caused the ball to spill out. Almost an impromptu tunnel ball game there going on. As we get to the last 30 seconds, thank you so much for your engagement during this game. I've loved seeing the energy there in the chat. That's what we love about this basketball community around the world. Can be a passionate one, but always a respectful one. See you later with that one. No. And Côte d'Ivoire are going to win the ball back with 12 seconds on the clock. Shot clock switched off in this one. Relentless pressure to the very end here. A clear instruction given to the Spanish team. And there we have it. That is the full-time hooter. And with that, Spain advanced to the quarterfinals with a dominant 54-point victory here against Côte d'Ivoire. A game born out of pressure, forcing turnovers, stealing the ball, and getting open looks. Spain were clinical. Last quarter didn't have much in the way of the scoring. Someone put some plastic over the hoop. But elsewise, not much to be too upset from a Spanish point of view there. See some of the highlights here. We see spin, the look. That was a hallmark of the offensive game, is just constant ball movement, constant passing. Spain ended up with 26 assists, a little bit above what their average was of 21. They were sitting in 4th position there on that particular stat. All these stats, of course, available to you on the FIBA basketball website. So if you weren't during the game, you can watch along and have the stats as a companion piece, or just do a little bit of research between games as well. Put yourself in the best position there for the predictor contest. But it was just an energy throughout the game there. Spain were, well, they were all over Côte d'Ivoire like a cheap suit. Forcing 20 steals and 28 turnovers there from Côte d'Ivoire. Diouf played a wonderful game, it had to be said. Stepped up in big moments there. Put some points on the board as well. 10, in fact, to finish it off. Also had a steal along the way. She and Diamonde led the way for Côte d'Ivoire. Leading scorers for Spain, well, the leading scorer was Amelia Alonso with 20. Again, doing a lot of work inside the paint. Strong finish there from Diamonde. And the range there from Alonso was on the show. I love that play. You could watch that play all day there. Chasing the ball, beating 3 Spanish defenders. Although it had to be said, Spain did obviously dominate the rebounds. They've been an offensive rebound juggernaut. They shared the load. It was an even performance. And the question will remain is, Cherry goes hoop to hoop. The question will remain, how are they best placed now for their quarterfinal matchup? I think that might have been the messaging there and why there was such a relentless energy going on there to the very last second, regardless of margin. Whether or not that was a popular one, I think there's some mixed opinion. And I don't mind some mixed opinion in the chat, as long as it's all respectful there. The healthy debate is what makes our game great. As it was no doubt a great game. This may have been the highlight here from Hernandez. Look at that. Going through the gears, away from the hoop. That's one you put on a trading card. Just the instinct from Spain as soon as they got it was to push the pace. Go, go, go. Was it vamos? I hopefully got that right. Vamos, vamos, vamos. If that's not the correct way to say go, I do apologize, but it was all vamos. Some late highlights there from Côte d'Ivoire. They did stick to the task, fought it out to the end. So very even. In fact, I think the scores were deadlocked in that last quarter. Something to take out of the game there for Côte d'Ivoire into their next fixture. Thank you very much for your company. I've been Eric McFarlane. We'll see you again here on the FIBA U17 Women's World Cup. Subscribe to our YouTube now. Do it right now. And we'll see you next time.